Regina.
Right. In February of 2021, relocated, as you know, to Savannah. And upon coming here, we had to do hotel stay until I found a house. And I found the house, it had to be built. So there was a 4 months waiting period. In that 4 months, we're eating fast food. The fast food, we're eating out, dining out. That did the number on my body because it had all this salt. And over this period of those 4 months, I developed so much water retention that it was causing, I was unaware of it at the time, but it was causing a water buildup all around my lungs. And I noticed I was getting short of breath, winded just to do the minimal steps. And so by the time the house was completed and we moved in, little did I know I was on the verge of having a heart attack. I knew I had company, expecting company from where I had left to come and visit us July. And we just moved in June 16th. So I pushed myself to get the house in order and get things unpacked so it would be presentable when I had company from out of town coming. I don't know if I overworked myself or what it was. But by the time they got here, I was really in an unhealthy state and didn't know it. And my daughter kept pushing me to go to the doctor. And I just thought I was just tired. I didn't know that I was about to have a heart attack. So when we finally hosted our guests and they got back on the plane, I promised them and my daughter, okay, I'll go. So we went. Well, this was during the high time of COVID, and they couldn't see me because of so many COVID cases. And so some people stayed overnight at the hospital just to be seen. Well, I wasn't one of those persons. I said, well, I'm going home. I'm not spending no night here. I went home, came back early in the morning, and those same people were still waiting. But they went ahead and seen me, and they kept me for 3 days. They said, you were having heart failure, congestive heart failure, which I didn't understand because my heart's still ticking. He said it means that when I got acquainted with a heart doctor, he said it means that your heart failed to work properly because of the water retention. And so, yes, I was about to have a heart attack, and I could have been out of here if I had took the stubborn way out and not went. Because I do have that in me, a little stubbornness, because I thought I was in control of things. Well, I wasn't in control of things. I didn't know my body was in such a wreck. And so they gave me IVs to release this water, put me on these and this and that pill. And I lost at least 5, 6 pounds right in the hospital. And so I was put on a low cholesterol diet, which I tried to maintain. And I did lose a good 20 pounds after I was released when I got back home, but it meant a strong diet change. I had to, the salt is and sweet and sugar is in a lot of our foods that we take for granted. It's not there, but it's there. You have to really read the labels. So the diet seemed very bland, but I says this is your keep alive diet plan if you want to live. So I did it, and so that's where I am now. A little more than a year later, I had to learn to eat differently, and it's hard because I grew up eating certain things, got my taste palate got used to certain things, and the way I had to eat at the hospital was very bland. Seems like nothing had any taste. So I kept that up for the most part, and I slipped back into some of my old habits, but I still didn't go all the way back. I've managed to retain the majority of the weight off. I think I'm at a pretty decent place right now, health wise. The doctor would like for me to increase my exercise, but because of my spinal condition and my knee conditions, that's pretty much virtually impossible. So I did go to water aerobics, which was more easy for me to do. And that worked for a good while. And it was nice. I just didn't keep up with that. But those are the changes that I need to make and stay consistent with is more mobility. Dad had high blood pressure. And mom had high blood pressure for a minute until we got it kind of taken care of. She was put on some high blood pressure medicines until we could get it taken care of. So yeah, it's on both sides of the tree. Yeah.
And your sister Gloria?
Yeah, that's what she died of. And I don't know why I didn't take that into consideration when I was going through my issues because the symptoms were pretty much exact. Because I talked to her the day before she died, and she was so winded she couldn't talk to me, and I had to had to get her to get her son to tell me what's going on because she had no breath to talk. But I didn't identify that as me. I thought I'm all in control. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of moving all his furniture. The moving truck company came with the furniture too soon. The house wasn't ready for me to move in. So we had to move it in the storage place and then move it again out of the storage place into the house. So yeah, I didn't have to literally do it myself, but we had to put the stuff up. And it was a lot of work and pretty strenuous on my body. And so the old Regina would have got it done all in one day, but it did take me about 2 weeks to get unpacked. And that's the push that I put up on my body, which I wasn't in any kind of shape to do that. You need to do diet and exercise. That's the bottom line. We know that that's what doctors tell us all the time, diet and exercise. Well, really, that is the key. And the earlier you do it, the better off you do it. If you wait till you're 60 and 70, it's going to be harder. I mean, you can still do it, but this is a lifestyle change that we have to wrap our heads around. And that's what makes it so hard because we've gotten into a pattern. And if you want to stay healthy, you have to get out of that pattern